What up, YouTube? Beware, I live. Run, run, run. It's your boys, Detroit Love, P-Dubs Arcade Love, Michael B. the Game Genie, and Restalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes Friday night. Just got live.
3 years and 3 intros later, welcome to the Super Game Room Dudes, one of your favorite home arcade and gaming podcast shows. Gentlemen, how can you not be fired up when Detroit Love kicks off the show like that with so much passion and energy? Like, I feed off of it. Like, I'm ready.
It gives me a special feeling in the cockles of my heart. Maybe below the cockles, maybe in the subcockle area. You never can tell.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, P-Dubs. With me, as always, are my co-hosts. We got Detroit Love. Show him some love in the live chat. We got Restalgia. Let's see some banana emojis in the live chat. We got Michael B. the Game Genie. Get some burgers going in the live chat. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. It's been a fun and interesting week in the world of gaming. As you guys know, we love talking about the headlines, what's going on in the world of gaming news, and we react to it. Sometimes we react positively, sometimes we react negatively, and we bounce off each other. And that's what makes it for a fun show. That's why I love doing this every single Friday night, except for next week, because next week's Thanksgiving. We'll probably not do a show. You guys know how I am about holiday weekends. I don't like doing shows.
Well, you know what? That's actually a goddamn shame, because myself and one young Steven Restalgia will be tearing the town up in Toronto live together next Friday night.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. You guys are going to stream?
Yeah, on this channel, the Ultra Mega Game Room Dudes.
I can't wait to see it, man. I can't wait to see. So you guys haven't seen each other in person for how long?
About a year.
Was that?
About a year, yeah. A little over a year.
Yeah.
And Restalgia's about 60 bananas lighter.
And I'm about 60 bananas heavier.
So it should make for a great reunion. Restalgia, you excited to see Mike again?
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm through the roof. I'm through the roof. Now, I'm going to throw this out there, Carl. You're not far.
Yeah, man.
If you've changed your mind and you want to make it work, you can bunk with Mike.
I love the way you volunteer.
His
Somebody
colors
else
would go off the chart if that happened. But no, that's Thanksgiving. I know it's not Thanksgiving there in Canada, but here it is. So we'll be spending time with family. But I will have loved to have met up with you guys in Toronto.
We're going to the old spaghetti factory where Restalgia promised to show me his noodle.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to show you all of my noodles.
I hope it's not a wet noodle.
Oh, you guys are
certainly
fun.
a limp one.
I'm going to put the chat on the screen. I usually prefer not to leave the chat on the show.
We all did a vote. We're all boycotting putting the chat on the screen.
Yeah, but this is the part of the show where we say hi to who's here in the live chat. So if you're here, start throwing some shout outs, some hellos. Let us know you're in attendance. Put it in the live chat. Maybe you'll get a shout out. And if you don't get a shout out,
do that.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, I don't do names, so P-Dubs is gonna have to do this week.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, hold on. I gotta loosen up for this. Hermano with the Hermano's here, guys. Hermano keeps flooding our Super Gamer News Facebook page with all kinds of photoshopped images,
and they're amazing.
And they're pretty amazing. So thank you.
I got to be Ric Flair today. It was fantastic. Woo!
Yep. Mystery Encoder says, when will he be cool enough to be on the Super Game Room Dudes? Well, Mystery Encoder, maybe if you actually release a hack or do something. Oh, wait, he just did yesterday. Oh, man, what a jerk. What a jerk. We'll get you on. We'll get you on, Mystery Encoder. Hell, we could broadcast live from your house. You don't live that far away from me. Unlike everyone else on the planet, I know where you live. I know your real name. I know who you are. Mystery Encoder is
dox him, baby. Dox him.
Mystery Encoder's at my mercy. No, I'm not going to dox him. But if you guys want Mystery Encoder to come on the show, let us know in the live chat. We could always have him on, talk about the latest hacks and mods that they're working on. But okay, let's fire through this here. We got We got Scotty B, Kevin Kloss, and El Capitan, the Cowabunga Dude 46. And rumor is he's much cooler than the other 45 Cowabunga dudes. That is the loudest goddamn keyboard in the history of keyboards. Holy shit.
I'm going to get my drink thing out here in a minute.
Holy shit, is that keyboard loud. God, Mike, I am going to buy you the world's most silent keyboard for Christmas.
You have to understand, I'm an aggressive typer. It's not just the keyboard. God. I'm a power typer. I want you to forcefully hear my message.
We're trying to conduct a show. We're trying to speak. Okay, here we go. Hands up in the air. All right, Jim the Pacers fan is here. Console Arcade, Orion's Dream, Obsidian Contraption, JR. Rumor is he's still lost in an arcade bar in Cleveland. Hopefully someone will find him. El Capitan, I already said him. Mike, Hawk, Herx, Jason, the best moderator. Little Alien is here. Restalgia's here. The Fist of Love. Whoa. TMI, bro. TMI with that YouTube handle. Rights Retrocade is back, Michael B. He's back. A couple weeks ago, we missed one of his $10 super chats, and I felt so horrible about it, Mike. I felt so horrible because he left us a comment after the show, and he's like, I don't think I'm going to watch you guys anymore. And I was like, why is he upset with us? And then I was watching the replay of the show, and I saw we missed his chat, and $10 is a big donation. So I figured, keep in mind, guys, we try to read as many of those super chats as we can, but there will be times where we miss them. There's no law that says we have to read them at all, but we will do our best to read them since you guys are donating that money to the show.
Yeah, we appreciate it. All
we
the money
greatly
goes
appreciate
directly to Restalgia, so we really need to get that money in.
Yeah, it goes to Restalgia and his home repairs. but whatchamacallit, we just sometimes things are going so fast and so crazy. Like when you're doing this live, guys, hitting all these buttons, sometimes you miss things. So if we miss anything, accept my apologies in advance. We love you, right? Welcome back to the show. And Calvin Wong is here. Matt Astra Gaming, good to see he's feeling better and out of the hospital. See, we care about our viewers, Mike. We know what's going on in their lives. Isn't that nice? Al Vickman is here. Zero Redux is here. Kurt the Daring, Jason, Zero Cool, JJ Cool, JJ McQuaid, Dan Z. We love Danny Z. All right, I think that's all the time we have for chats going off the screen. Sorry, guys. I like it better without the chat on the screen because here's the thing. If people want to watch just the show, they just see us on their screen, right? If the chat's on the screen, they're forced to watch the chat. Sometimes people don't want to watch the chat, but we encourage you to participate in the live chat. Our live chat, you guys are pretty funny every week.
Yeah. If you want your messages displayed, Restalgia says, give us super chats.
No messages displayed without super chats. Those are the rules, right, boys?
Those are
my rules. Okay,
those are your rules.
Those are Restalgia's rules.
Those are my rules. Sorry, guys.
Yes, he went up to Niagara Falls. He climbed the mountain and brought them down on 2 stone tablets and said, "These are Restalgia's 10 rules to broadcast with him." And speaking of that, guys, we got a lot of great topics we want to cover tonight. Here's just some of them, and I'm sure we'll go off the rails. You guys will derail us, and the show will turn into a shit fest, and you'll only have yourselves, the viewers, to blame. We've never done anything wrong, Mike, right? Like it's usually the live chat derails the show. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. Sure. No, it's mostly Carl.
Yeah, Carl's pretty distracting.
Wild man.
And Mike's typing. Let me try my typing.
Oh, Mike's typing. Yeah, Mike's typing. Holy crap. All right. We're going to talk about that new Steam Deck OLED. We're going to talk about, I want to talk real quick about the Hyper Megatech Super Pocket. Unico, makers of the SNK MVS X, they made an announcement of a new arcade machine. We're going to talk a little bit about that.
Holy shit. Did they really? I saw it in the chat. I didn't think it was real.
Nope, it's real. Also, we'll talk about, Mike put down in the chat here, Arcade1Up Black Friday Deals, AtGames Legends Pinball 4K, the new machines. We'll get some more feedback on the new artwork designs, and then we want to talk about that. What's that new game that just came out, Mike, that you were playing today?
Prison City.
Prison City, guys. Prison City. You got to check out Prison City. You got to check it out. Mike's going to tell us all about it. Yeah, we got a lot to cover, so let's dive into it, man. Let's dive into the live chat. Let's kick it off with some console chatter while we wait for all the arcade super fans to arrive. God damn, that was money well spent on those transitions, right?
Big time.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm probably actually going to make a video about this myself personally. So I'll try not to share everything I want to say about this right now. But
Oh, come on. You got to give the people what they want. They want to hear your opinion on the Steam Deck. Don't be a miser trying to hold stuff off for your own videos.
Well, okay, all right, okay. I'm gonna Joe Pesci my way through
in
this.
the drive-through.
Yeah. I'm gonna Joe Pesci my way through this. Valve Steam Deck. What did they do to us, Mike?
No, I disagree. I don't think they did. But you go ahead with your opinion.
All right, so here we are. The Valve Steam Deck is a little bit over a year old, right? It's about maybe a year, pushing a year and a half old. And all of a sudden, we got a whole new version out there. Now, this one's got an OLED screen, and the screen is slightly larger. Not by a lot. I forget the exact dimension, Mike. Isn't it like an eighth of an inch? Like something like that?
No, the old screen was 7 inches, and the new screen is 7.4 inches. And before you say that's not a lot, remember, some of us have some things with inches here, and 0.4 of an inch is a lot.
It's a lot. That's a lot.
Poor Restalgia. Why is it? Tell them about the value of 0.4 inches.
It's enormous. What are you guys talking about? You guys are acting like 0.4 inches isn't it makes a big difference.
Those 0.4 inches saved my marriage.
You guys are hilarious. So here we are. Oh, look at this camera shot. God, I'm so good at this when I try. Take a look at this, guys. This is your new Steam Deck with your new OLED screen. They want $550 for it. Now, one perk about this announcement being made is that the prices on the other Steam Decks, the ones that we paid full price for, have gone down, right? The prices on these are the prices before. Like,
if you want to get the peasant Steam Deck.
Yeah, if you want to get the peasant Steam Deck. So here's the thing. I got to know, live chat, come on. How many of you own a Steam Deck? How many of you are going to upgrade? Or, because of the OLED screen, are you now going to be a first-time buyer? Let us know your feedback in the live chat. While you guys are putting it in, and don't let our opinions influence yours. We want your honest opinions.
Yeah.
But my opinion is this. I've had my Steam Deck for a year. Right? It's a year and a half old. And guys, I don't see any reason to upgrade myself personally. Like, I don't think it's enough. I understand an OLED screen is super cool, but my screen looks fine. I've never personally had an issue with my screen. And my Steam Deck does get a lot of gameplay on it. If you guys are friends with me on Steam, you always see P-Dubs is logging in, playing XYZ game.
Wet girl.
No, that's Carl. That's Carl with the wet girl. I can't do it, man. I can't pull the trigger on this. Like, I think I'm gonna wait for like the next version after this. Like that probably has even better specs attached to it. But that's my thought process. Mike, what about you? You were torn about this all week, messaging us.
Yep.
You had FOMO, my friend. Tell people about your FOMO.
So, I mean, this came out. I watched a bunch of reviews from people on YouTube that were lucky enough to get the surprise package with the new Steam Deck OLED in it. I like a lot of the things they have to say. I mean, these are minor improvements, but also improvements across the board, everything people ask for. I mean, a better screen, better battery life, quieter system. It's less hot, so you don't get those hot hands when you have extended gameplay sittings with your Steam Deck. So I was really impressed by what I saw from it. And I'm a basic B when it comes to those OLED screens. I remember when the Switch OLED came out, and I was like, oh, I think I'm going to get it. And Restalgia's like, bro, do you even play your Switch like undocked? And I was like, no, but I want to. And the cool thing was I started going to my cabin again this past summer with that's right next to my parents' cabin. And the kids would be up there, and like I just don't have access to a TV. I can't bring systems up there. So I got right back into handheld gaming. I always bring my Switch, I bring my Steam Deck. So I played a lot of Steam Deck and a lot of the Switch OLED up there. And honestly, the increase in quality from the Switch OLED, from the original Switch, like the screen difference and stuff like that, just made the games pop. So I was super interested in this, but again, I'm in a situation right now where I'm trying to save as much money as possible. So that's why I was torn. Like, I 100% wanted to upgrade. It's just, do I really need to spend the money right now? So I asked my buddy Restalgia what he thought, and the guys in the chat and everybody came back and said, don't buy it. It's foolish. And I said, last time I listened to Restalgia, I didn't listen to him, and I was really happy with my Switch OLED.
Mm-hmm.
So today I pulled the trigger and got the Steam Deck OLED limited edition.
Good for you.
Wait,
I'm actually happy because I would have told you to do that.
Yeah,
wait,
I did.
So you ended up doing it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
did.
You-
Ordered it today.
You told me 2 hours ago you weren't going to do it.
I'd be strolling.
Oh my god! So you pulled the trigger on it?
Yeah, there's a backstory on this and a big reason. So I hope he's not watching. So it's kind of a surprise. My brother was over the other day, and we were talking about the Steam Deck and stuff like that. And
Right.
he was looking online to buy like a used one, and he was like, "Oh, guy wants $500." And he was like, "Do you think that's a good deal?" And I was like, "Which one is it?" And he said it's the 256. And I was like, "Man, you can buy that for $449 new right now off the Steam store." So he was talking about it a little bit, and he really couldn't afford it. But I was like, I'll tell you what, like if I end up upgrading and getting the Steam Deck OLED, I'll sell you mine at a really cheap price. But what he doesn't know is it was actually his birthday there on Thursday, and we're having a party for him on Monday. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap up my old Steam Deck and give it to him for his birthday and surprise him. So that was the biggest reason. I get to upgrade, plus I get to do something really cool for my brother.
That is that's
That is
kind
nice,
of
man.
sweet. That is kind of sweet. Restalgia, what about you, man? You got a Steam Deck, right?
No, I didn't.
So are you going to pick up this one?
I'm probably not going to. I don't do a lot of handheld gaming for modern games. I'm really
You and Justin were literally talking about setting up like a handheld gaming channel, like talked about how much you loved handheld gaming, but it's only with the Abernix, right?
retro gaming, man.
It-
Retro. I'm really into like the Game Boy Advance games and Nintendo DS and Game Boy Color and Game Gear, but not really into like taking my Switch games and playing them handheld. I'd rather just play them on a screen. And I'm at home lots of the time. If I'm not working in an office, I'm at home. So I've got the ability to use a TV, and I just don't need the handheld. I don't bring him with me anywhere. I don't go anywhere that I go for extended period of times where I'd need one.
I do
But-
worry about whipping out a handheld, like when I'm in adult situations. Like,
Yeah.
say if I'm on a plane and you're sitting next to people and you're like, I'm a 40-year-old man, let me just whip out my giant handheld here now and nerd out. So I do feel weird about doing that. I like to
Oh, I don't.
conceal my
I don't.
dirtiness.
I don't. Whenever I fly for work, I bring a handheld on the plane.
Yeah.
It's the best thing in the world, and I don't care what people think when they're sitting by me. Half the time they want to play or watch. You know,
Mhm.
It gives them something to do instead of staring at the back of the seat in front of them. Detroit Love, is this going to be a purchase in Detroit? Are we going to see a Steam Deck roll into your mailbox?
Can I play VR Paradise on that? Probably not.
Probably not. Not for you. Carl loves his Switch, man. He's a Switch boy through and through. Ain't there, right, buddy?
Only for the golf, baby. I've
You know, they
tried
got
other
golf games on the
it.
Steam Deck,
I
right?
just can't do it. Yeah, but, it wouldn't be worth the cost just to play 1 or 2 games. I don't play a whole lot of games, and I do try, but they just don't hold my attention long enough.
Oh, I also found since we had Thomas, our second child, like I got to the point where, once Scarlett was old enough, I had free time again. Then I made the great decision, me and Lara did, of having another child. And like Thomas is so different than Scarlett. Scarlett slept all the time. Thomas doesn't. And he's into chaos at all times. Like he'll be over. He's like, I'm just play with these chords now. And I'm like, oh my God. So you got to watch him really closely. Scarlett just slept all the time. So I could play games on consoles and shit like that. So now I'm not free to go down to the arcade, not free to go down to my gaming room. So I do enjoy having handhelds around. Like I even thought about getting the PlayStation Portal. I was like, maybe I could even get some PlayStation 5 in.
Now, I will say, Mike, as much as I've said, like, maybe it's not worth the investment, I did the same thing that you did where I was like, am I going to buy the Switch OLED or am I not? And then I was like, I don't play in handheld mode. I don't think I'm going to do it. And for whatever reason, I had this wave that was like, just go do it. Go do it. You're going to buy the OLED. You're going to get rid of the old one. It's going to mostly cover the cost of the new one. It's a stupid thing not to upgrade. And I upgraded. And the very few times that I do use it in OLED, it's so much better.
Oh, so much better.
Or in handheld, the OLED is just so much better than the stock screen. That being said, you wouldn't know that if you didn't use the OLED, right?
Yeah.
Like if you just had your original unit, it looks fine.
Yeah,
But the OLED is just so much better.
It's like if you're having problems in your marriage and you'd be like, you know what, it might be better off if I slept with another woman. You know what? You wouldn't know what's better if you didn't sleep with the other woman. So just stay in your marriage. It's just as good. You don't know the difference.
So do you guys want to touch real quick on the PlayStation Portal, which people have been receiving? Reviews have been coming out.
Oh, it's sold out everywhere. I kicked myself in the ass. I can't believe I didn't realize it was available. So sold out everywhere here.
We had them at Costco.
Oh, do you really? I should
They
go
were
check
just
my
like
Costco.
a huge display that they had just sitting out there.
I should go check my Costco.
Yeah, we were there 2 days ago. Yeah,
Wow.
on Wednesday, and they just had this giant display, and I can't remember the price they were, but they were maybe $249 or $269 or something like that.
It sounds like I'm going to Costco tomorrow.
So what do you guys think about this, as well as some of the reviews you've seen? Anyone in the live chat, do you have a PlayStation Portal? And was it worth it? And was it worth it? Let us know in the live chat. Restalgia, what do you think about this? What are your impressions about this product? I've sat this one out as well.
I still don't fully understand what it is. I haven't gotten any of the new information. So before I make before I make a decision and an opinion, before I provide my opinion, can somebody give me some information as to, can you use this remotely out of your house, or do you have to be on the same local area network?
Nope, you don't have to be on the same LAN network, but your system does have to be on or in standby mode.
Yeah,
and you have to have a strong Wi-Fi connection. Now, the only person who I said saw negatively, they said there is some delay, even with good Wi-Fi connection. So I don't think you're going to be playing like Mortal Kombat competitively or Street Fighter competitively on this. But like if you're playing normal games, the input delay shouldn't impact it too much. I mean, it's not like you're playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, right? I know RGT85 said he's got a big problem because I think he has a mesh network in his house. So like he has no option to turn off the mesh network. So he has a bunch of different networks. Some are 5G, some are 2.4. And this only seems to work for him through 5G. So he's having a nightmare trying to get it connected.
I see. So pretty much. Oh, go ahead, Carl. Yeah.
So how is this different than the backbone?
Because the backbone connects to your phone or another device. This is a dedicated device with an 8-inch, still an LCD screen, but apparently it's a high-end LCD screen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so is this essentially just doing PlayStation Remote Play on a dedicated device?
Jackpot.
Okay, so if you already had a Bluetooth controller and a smartphone, you could effectively do this for free.
Correct.
Cool.
Okay, just making sure I understand. Or if you had a tablet or a laptop or like anything else that any human has in their home, they could do this for free. And a PS5, assuming you had a PS5.
I love
Correct.
you, Restalgia.
Correct.
Okay, just making sure that I fully understand. Okay, so then my opinion is that this is a hard pass. Unless you're really into PlayStation-looking tablets that are dedicated only to use PlayStation. That's how
It was good.
Damn it. Why do you make so much sense?
It's true, but you know, there you go. Way to go, Restalgia. Here it is. James hates everything. The PlayStation controller. Like I have my PlayStation 5 in my office here. The PlayStation controller. I love the PlayStation 5 controller here. You know what I mean? Like, and you basically get this split in half on either side of the tablet. So,
but you
I'm sure
you compare your PS5 controller to your phone. You compare an Xbox Series X controller to your phone.
Restalgia, we're never going to get a PlayStation sponsorship like this. Jeez.
you're
Mike,
You're ruining it.
I'm in the middle of acquiring Sony. So if you play your cards right,
yeah,
I'll make sure you get the
I
first
forgot you
contract.
work for Xbox. Maybe that's why you're trying to submarine this.
Oh, this is great. All right, guys, we got to start talking about some arcade stuff. There's one more console I want to talk about, but before we get there, my buddy Carl, Detroit Love, wants to tell us about something really cool he found in our gaming community. And Carl, what is this thing? Let's go over here. What is this, buddy?
Yeah, so there's a guy over in the New Wave Toys official group. And he's actually making these little decals that you can put, because this is the Coca-Cola machine from New Wave Toys, and it has all just Coca-Cola, right? But you can put your favorite drinks, the decals on it, so it can look like you're offering all the other types of drinks. So I think it's a pretty cool idea. And he just did it for himself, but a lot of people been giving him ideas of different pops to add, and he's been adding those. I think he's probably going to do like a donation page or something if someone wants to, but he's going to make it.
Oh, look at all the root beers right there.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Root beer.
He'll have all the.
Go ahead. No, Carl.
Any drink that you want, he's pretty much got them on there, and you just cut them out and apply them. Put them in. They're not stickers; they're just little inserts.
I think I saw this a little while ago. He had some Fanta stickers. I had no idea Fanta was around in the 80s. I really didn't know that.
Sure.
I had no idea. I didn't know about Fanta until like maybe 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago on the high end. Mike, is that something that's like not new to Canada, but like, did we have that in the 80s and the 90s?
Geez, I can't remember 80s and the 90s. No, I can't remember. I remember Fanta in the 2000s for sure.
Yeah, that's when I remember it too.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything like before.
We only drank Royal Crown Cola here in Newfoundland up until 2005.
That's true. That's the only option you guys had.
That's it. That was it.
RC
Yeah,
Cola.
and
We
grenadine
also had
syrup.
Zeller's Cola. You guys didn't have Zeller's in the States, did you?
I don't think they did. I think
No.
Zeller's was a Canadian brand. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have the big Z, Zeddy the teddy bear, and Zeller's Cola, the cheapest, crappiest cola you could put in your gullet.
Oh, you know what's actually really funny? My very first job was going to be at Zeller's. And at the time, my aunt worked there. She was in retirement, so she was just like doing some part-time work there. And I reached out to her when I was like, I just turned 16. I was like, I need a job. I want to get a job. And she's like, okay, give me your resume. I'll put it in. I'll get you an interview. I did the interview. I did everything. And at the same time, Walmart also gave me an interview. And the day before Zeller's reached out to me with a job offer, Walmart did, and I accepted it. So Zeller's called me and they're like, hey, we checked your references. We talked to your aunt. Everything's good. You can start tomorrow. And I was like, thanks, but no thanks. I'm going to go work at your competitor at Walmart. And the lady on the phone was like, she didn't know what to say. She like stopped for a second. She's like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go. I took a job at Walmart. I'm not going to work for you. And she's like, oh, okay. And then I didn't hear the end of it for like 6 months from my aunt. She's like, why the hell did you do that? And I was like,
Why'd you waste my time? What a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But you did go on to be the CEO of Walmart, so
That's true.
Actually, in the book, The Rise and Fall of Zeller's, one of the highlights is they say the breaking point. The tipping point for Zeller's going out of business was losing out on Restalgia, because he would go on to become the CEO of Walmart here in Canada.
Yep.
So
yeah,
they could have had him.
Yeah, Chapter 7, The Fall of an Empire. Yep.
Yeah.
So funny story. When Carl showed the pictures of those of the one Coke machine that had all the root beers as the selection, it reminded me growing up in my house with my parents and my sisters, we used to have a huge dispute over root beer. So quick sidetrack story. My mom loved Dad's old-fashioned root beer. So we always had a 2-liter for her of Dad's old-fashioned root beer. My dad liked Barks. He thought Barks was the best. Me and my sisters all liked A&W. So when I saw, so in my house, my parents didn't buy like cases. They always bought the 2-liter bottles.
Mm-hmm.
So in our little like pantry where you would have the soda pop, we would always have multiple liters of root beer of different brands because everyone in the house was so picky about it. So when I saw this, it brought back that childhood memory. Thanks so much, Carl, for sharing this.
Did you ever try Zeller's root beer? Restalgia,
Never
let's
tried
talk
it.
more about Zeller's.
Never
Let's
tried
do it.
that before. So I put a poll in the live chat. I'll turn it off in just a second. I said, what's the best root beer? A&W's at 57%. Dad's
A&W is the best root beer.
100. There is not a better root beer on the planet
No.
than A&W root beer.
You go into A&W, you get yourself a teen burger, get yourself a couple onion rings, and then you get that big giant frosted mug with all that delicious root beer liquid in it. I'm going to A&W tomorrow.
The golden brown syrup, baby.
Mm.
No, that stuff is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
The best.
Put hair on your
around.
chest. Unfortunately, it will make your penis really small. So Restalgia, I think you went there a lot as a child.
I drank way too much A&W root beer.
Yep. All right,
Way
we
too
were
much.
due. Hey, we were due for a mid roll. We were due for a mid roll ad. No complaining in the live chat. Mike set up the show.
Oh, I will personally apologize for last week, and I know I'll get blasted for this because someone will read this out of the wrong context. Someone who's intentionally trying to make himself look like a hero. So what happened last week was I went into the ad settings and I let YouTube choose the ads, and I was like, no one can complain then because I assumed they just do like a normal thing where
Every
they did
6
like
minutes,
one or
baby.
two ads or something, but they were doing them like 1 or 6 minutes. I am sorry, guys. Usually when I do this, I set up the ad frequency to usually be 18 minutes or 24 minutes. That one's all on me last week. I screwed up. I let YouTube choose it, and it ruined our show. So this week I did 24 minutes. So
And then I went in after the fact, and I changed it to once every 30 minutes.
Oh, that's fine too.
So we are at the 30-minute mark, so most of you should be getting an ad coming through any second now. And if you get your ad, calm down. It's only probably the only one you're going to see. There you go. Thanks so much.
Oh, and if you got a problem with ads, let me tell you, if you're a stern pinball enthusiast or an Arcade1Up enthusiast, we got more ads for you, baby.
A&W wins by a landslide. Thanks so much, Carl, for sharing that. All right, I got one more little console thing I want to talk about, and then we're going to pivot over and talk about some arcade news. Have you guys heard of a content creator by the name of 19K Fox? Are you guys familiar with him?
Never heard of him. Who is he?
He's kind of new.
I liked his early work better when he was still an Arcade1Up fan.
You know, he's an average-looking guy. You know, he's okay at what he does. I like the cut of his jib, and I also liked his super hyper mega pocket review. So, guys, make sure you check out our buddy 19K Fox's review. Now, mine arrives Monday. I've been so mad that Amazon. You know how when you're tracking your Amazon orders, they're always like, now scheduled to arrive Saturday. Now scheduled to arrive Thursday. Oh shit, we screwed up. It's coming Monday. So mine's not coming till Monday. But he got his, and I actually really enjoyed his little review of it because, you know, Fox really doesn't review handhelds a whole bunch. And this was fun to see. Have any of you got your super hyper pockets, and what do you guys think about them? Let us know. Anyone here in the live chat, did you guys get this for your Evercade cartridges? No?
Restalgia's got one coming.
I got both. They're already here. I have them both.
And what do you think? And what do you think of them?
No. Did you pay for them?
No. That wasn't what was asked.
That's what I asked.
No, I didn't pay for them. No, the company sent them to me.
Nice.
I got one of each. I've only had a chance to really take a look at the Capcom one. I only opened it up and played around with it for I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, and they're legit. They're legit. I don't particularly like the visual design. Like, it feels very European, but they're a European company. But the buttons are wicked. Like, they're super responsive. The D-pad feels amazing. It's like the Evercade EXP. It's like the quality is like that. And you get Capcom games, and it's cheap. Like, it's a $60 product. That's a fantastic deal.
What I like about it. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I talk too much.
My thought will be quick. What I like about this is if you want to get into the Evercade ecosystem, where you're buying cartridges and you're spending anywhere from $15 to $25 per cartridge. If you want to get into the Evercade ecosystem and you don't have one of their handhelds already, you know, the EXP or the regular handheld, those are well over $100. This thing's $60, gets you in the ecosystem, and it works. Like, I haven't seen a bad review yet for this thing. The only thing that people say is the same thing in every video. The shoulder buttons on the back are kind of weird. That's the fair. Only kind of negative thing I've heard. But everyone who's reviewed this thing has been very positive about it. So I'm actually really excited to get mine Monday, and hopefully I don't crap on it when I open it. But I'm excited. Go ahead, Mike.
We had the exact same comment. The one thing I will notice about Evercade's handhelds, one thing I do notice, and I'm wondering, Restalgia, if you tried this, I do find the speakers a little tinny. What's the sound like on these?
The sound on this is very similar to the XP. It's a tiny bit tinny. It's not super high quality. I believe there is only one speaker, so they're forcing both the left and right audio through the same speaker. I would say that's probably a weak point for any of their products, with the exception of the VS, because the audio comes out of your TV there.
Yeah.
But it's okay for what it is. Like when you compare this to other $50, $60 handhelds, the speaker doesn't really stand out as being particularly worse than those other products. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
Carl, any thoughts about this?
I mean, it looks interesting. I don't know how often I would play something like that, but it looks pretty cool.
Yeah. The one thing I will say that I think makes this product different than other handhelds. Like a lot of people are saying, well, you could buy, an Anbernic product, or you can buy a Pow Kitty product or whatever. The big difference here is the optimization of those emulators and the way that those games run. It's really hard to explain, but if you play a game that's built and using just like a standard core, like you would have for RetroArch, on a standard front end for one of those other devices, they run well and they're good. But when you actually sit down and play this next to that, you do feel a little bit of a difference. It's slightly tighter in the way that it controls. The inputs just feel a little bit more natural. The emulation just as a whole is much better. So if you want like a really good, accurate feeling gameplay session, this is a good way to get it.
So, guys, we get a $2.79 super chat here from Rights Retrocade. Carl, I jumped in. You go ahead and read it, my man. You're the
super chat $2.79. That's $1.36 US. Zeller's dinner was legit, at least.
Oh, yeah. Zeller's Diner was badass. You can get a really good breakfast there.
Yeah. So a lot of us have these handhelds where we can just, pirate a whole bunch of games on them, right? But what Evercade likes, or what Evercade does well, is it's the whole concept of collecting clamshells and cartridges, right? Like they're selling the nostalgia and licensed games. So if like you're not interested in that, by all means, go get yourself a little pirate handheld. Nothing wrong with it. I have a bunch of them. I'm all for that. But I also support the Evercade because the whole process of collecting the clamshells, they come with full instruction booklets like we used to get back in the day, comes with games, and the games are pretty much, they run really, really well. That stuff is cool, and that's what appeals to me for Evercade. I don't know about you guys, but this right here, I just wanted to mention this. The Atari Lynx cartridge that Evercade has. Do any of you own it?
I might.
That's a dope cartridge. That's a great cartridge on the Evercade. So make sure you guys check it out if you haven't picked up the Atari Lynx. It came out a while ago. Geez, like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago that cartridge came out. But that's a pretty good cartridge.
So, P-Dubs, I don't know if you were here. We talked about this last week. There was also some Evercade versus news a little while ago. They did an update, and now you could do Tate mode directly through your Evercade VS.
Yeah, that is true.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Tate mode.
See, you just take your 75-inch TV, turn it sideways.
Let's take it straight up your candy ass. No, I'm just kidding.
Before we end up on console chatter, and I know we're 40 minutes into console chatter, but again, we are telling people to pivot their content towards other things.
Oh my God. No, we're not, Mike.
What a bunch of assholes. Anyways, 40 minutes on consoles. I did want to talk about this game, Prison City.
Oh, yes. Guys, don't worry. The arcade news is coming. Go ahead, Mike. Prison City.
So,
and we're not talking about Restalgia's Wild Weekend in Tijuana, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about
that's going to be next weekend in Toronto with me and Restalgia. Prison City. He's not going to let me out of the room. Prison City game came out today. This is a love letter to the 8-bit NES era. P-Dubs, are you bringing it up there now?
I will find it for you. Keep talking.
All right, keep talking. So I was very lucky. I subscribed to this. I'm part of this page called Keymailer, and I reached out and I requested a code. So they actually sent me one. So I'm going to be doing some gameplay, and I'll probably do a video on it very soon. Best way to explain it is if you ever played the NES game Power Blade, which is a hidden gem, it was on the cover of one of the Nintendo Power issues. It takes a lot of inspiration from Power Blade, Shatterhand, those really cool NES games, and then ties it in with this whole cool Escape from LA story, Escape from New York, more realistically. But you look at this, the game looks fantastic. So many elements from Mega Man, Turtles, love letter to the NES. The music is absolutely fantastic. If you love those old NES soundtracks, this is some of those best musics sampled. Oh my God, it's so good. Go check out Prison City. There's a demo out. At least check out the free demo. It's not going to hurt you. If you're a big fan of really, really good NES side-scrolling action-adventure games or platformer games, you're going to love this.
Yes. What is this called?
Prison City. It's done actually by Retroware, so they don't really put this on the up front, but this is actually Retroware is owned by Screenwave Media, which is owned by the Angry Video Game Nerd. So obviously that's where this is coming from. This is his love letter of those games.
Makes sense. Okay, and just full disclosure, this episode of the Super Game Room Dudes was sponsored by all of the above that Mike just said. Prison City and the Angry Video Game Nerd all together.
You guys are hilarious. Oh my goodness, you guys are too funny.
Arcade news? Let's pivot to arcade news again.
I think it looks...
Because there's things to be excited for in 2024.
Do we need a transition? I can give us one. I'm going to pivot my YouTube channel from everything that I currently do only into home arcade. I'm going to be a 100% home arcade channel moving forward. So
Restalgia was joking, Ian. Get a grip.
I don't get it. A lot of viewers probably have no idea what we're talking about, but Mike did let me give you the quick hits. Mike did a stream last Monday, invited us on for his Chill and Chat show, and whatchamacallit, during the stream we were just talking about the fact that pretty much a lot of us
AtGames never released anything this past year. Arcade1Up, had a bit of a down year. The Deluxe is cool, but most of them were re-releases.
Yeah. So a lot of us were like, we haven't bought as many home arcade products because there's been nothing to buy or stuff that's out there we're not interested in.
A bunch of absolute
losers. A ton of New Wave Toys products. What are you guys talking about?
Losers.
They're telling us to pivot. I didn't remember talking about any other YouTubers. Did you, Mike? I was like, dude, there's been less to buy. Let's talk about me. Whatever.
A bunch of losers.
Really weird.
The hills have eyes. Weirdos. Trying to start this conspiracy.
Oh God. Anyway,
maybe
guys,
the conspiracy's true though.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid. Let's get off that. Let's continue on doing what we do best. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about some home arcade news. And one of the weirdest weeks ever by Unico. So I'm going to have to tell you a story, and my co-hosts are going to have to bear with me because it's probably going to take a couple minutes to tell this story.
Oh, God.
Okay. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I'm sorry. Let's talk about it. So Unico, makers of the MVSX. How many of you have seen an MVSX, play one, own one? I got one right behind.
Never even heard of it. What is an MVSX?
Oh, you reviewed one, Restalgia. You had one. You know what it is. Anyway, so they put up this post on their Facebook fan page saying, hey, we're going to be at the IAAPA Expo in Florida, which is this week. And they were there all week. They had a booth. And check this out. So here's what's interesting. They're like, it says right here, let's go back. It says right here, we're going to reveal a new product at the expo.
It's a new riser for the MVSX, isn't it?
Nice.
Tune in to Unqualified Critics this Thursday for the riser announcement.
Yeah, man. I just lost the live chat.
No, they're still there.
Yeah, still coming in, man. Yeah, it's still good.
Remember how Restream crashed for you, Mike? It looks like it's crashing for you.
No, it's still up and active. What happens is sometimes the chat will go.
All right. Well, anyway, so they said they're going to be there. And then since then, during the entire expo, they didn't post anything on their Facebook fan page. No follow-up to this post. And by now, they've announced the product. In fact, the product was revealed about 4 days ago. So what's interesting about this is they still haven't told like anyone who wasn't in attendance what the product was, right? So I head over to the Unico website, This is the Unico website. They're the ones who control MVSX and all that. And, you see the monitor, you see all the products they've done before, the Neo Geo arcade stick, the Phoenix monitor series, the little SNK Neo Geo Mini here, the MVSX, and no mention it on their website either. No mention. And I'm like, well, what was it? So then I was like, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start messaging some people. So I was like, before I do, I'm going to check YouTube. This is a convention. What happens at these big expos?
People film it.
Make
People
videos.
filming. I spent 3 hours today combing through every IAAPA stream that was on YouTube, and there were only 6 of them.
What
And
can we just stop for a second? What is IAAPA?
It's for attractions and amusement parks. Like, this is where they reveal like new rides. See this new ride right here, like that Batman.
Why
ride
would
and stuff?
Unico go there?
Because they also reveal arcade games and all that stuff. But
Home arcades?
both
It's
commercial,
probably
home.
yeah.
Was any
Yes.
of the other home arcade companies there? Is
They
there a
were all
chance?
there,
No.
Mike. Where have you been?
No,
Is there a
no,
chance that Unico didn't know what this was and just showed up and they were like, "We got arcade cabs"?
maybe it was the only event. Let's keep in mind. I mean, maybe it costs money to go to these events, right? So then I check all these things. I'm like, you know what? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I got the contact names and the emails for a couple of these guys at Unico from a couple of years ago when we actually had a conversation with them. Do you remember a couple of years ago, they reached out to the Super Game Room dudes. I have no idea who these guys are. And they're like, hey guys, we're going to do our big CES announcement. Are you guys interested in doing an interview show and help us with our CES announcement? And I'm glad we told them no, because it was just a riser. And that interview then fell to unqualified critics. That poor man.
And then the funny thing was, one of the guys from Unico was in the chat and he's like, "Hey, you, Mike B. Game Genie, we're sending you a unit." They never did.
Well,
they said that on a show.
So the story gets more interesting. So I'm like, wait, I do have their contact information, even though I have like no relationship with them. So I reached out to them and I was like, look, man, I have been checking all week. You haven't posted anything on your Facebook. You haven't given us at least a picture on the Facebook page. You haven't updated anything. What was revealed? I said, nobody visited your booth at the convention. No one caught you on film. I watched all the streams. So I heard back from the guy over there, Jay, and Jay did confirm. And he said, I could tell you guys this because apparently the pictures and video announcement, the official stuff, will be published very, very soon. Hopefully this weekend on their Facebook page. But what he did confirm, and let me make sure I pull this up so I quote him correctly. Check this out. Like, hey, P-Dubs.
Whenever you got it, P-Dubs, there's no rush.
Carl, regale us with one of your interesting
I got
stories.
it. I got it. Calm down. Okay. So what they did is according to Jay, we did premiere the Nova Blast Candy Cab all week here at IAAPA. It's just smaller than a candy cab, only by depth. Pictures, videos, order information are coming soon. Product available for Christmas. So if you guys are familiar with what a candy cab is, here's what like an Astro City looks like. So maybe we have some people in the audience who don't know. So these are just Astro City cabs. Calm down. Don't take any screenshots now. Jay wouldn't give me any photos. He wouldn't give me any video. He said they got to do their announcement first. But it was nice enough that he at least confirmed what it was. So how many of you guys are interested in a candy cab to put in your house? Odds are this. Here's what I'm thinking. They're in 19K Fox. If he's still here in the live chat, this will probably excite him. Unico's coming out with their 26-inch monitors, right?
Yeah.
They're 26-inch LCD monitors. I'm assuming that whatever candy cab they're making is going to have that 26-inch LCD monitor in it. And it'll probably be a cheaper recreation cab of one of these. I don't know if Fox is here, and I don't know if that excites him. I know it kind of excites me. I love.
No. I want to go the way Fox did. I want to spend about $5,000 to $6,000 on a chance that I might get a candy cab or I might get ripped off.
Yeah. So he says it's only smaller by depth. So if we think about it, like right here, if you guys can see my mouse over here. So by depth, obviously, if you don't have a big ass CRT in there, if you have a flat LCD, maybe it doesn't have to be as wide of a unit right here, so it might be a little bit skinnier.
Fox,
so that's what
Fox has
like
got some
a
kind of weird hookup. Go ahead, Carl. Sorry.
Yep.
Oh, that's it. So it's going to be like a giant wallcade.
It's going to look
party
like a
cade.
casino cade.
Like a large party cade.
Oh, do you think there'll be real gambling on it, Restalgia?
Yep.
I hope so.
Other home arcade news coming up soon, right?
Yeah. Let's still talk home arcade because it's going to be a big year in 2024. Tune in Monday to find out why. And I'll have my returning cast from last week back just to irritate everybody.
Can I come this time?
Oh, yeah, you can come this week.
All right.
I want to get made fun of too.
So what's interesting is when Arcade1Up has done these Black Friday deals in the past, a lot of times from retailers, we've only seen like $50 to $100 off arcade cabinets. Like, I don't know what some people were expecting. So when Best Buy announced like every cab is $100 off, I was like, oh, that's usually what they do. But how much do you guys think they should have? You guys think they should have gone more? A deeper cut? A deeper discount? Let us know in the live chat.
I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. Arcade1Up had the Black Friday sales? Is that
yeah, their official Black Friday sales started today on Best Buy and Amazon.
And they're just $100 off, right?
No. So what they did was the Deluxe Cabs, they had already done an early sale and some of the products were already on sale, but they announced today was the official start. So a bunch of their Deluxe Cabs that came out earlier in the year, like MK2, Miss Pac-Man, Class of 81, Pac-Man, and those were all $100 off. And then Fast and the Furious was also $75 off. So the feedback is everybody was like, oh, I expected more, maybe, but I mean, it's $100 off, right? The thing that I thought was a little disappointing was like they had some of their older stock there and like Yoga Flame and stuff like that, and really older cabs, and they weren't as heavily discounted as I think people were expecting. But who knows? I mean, everybody expects everything. Everybody was like, oh, I wanted to get a Time Crisis for $75. These sales suck.
If it's not 95% off, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Fretburner says there's a deal to get T2 for $315, and with the Mystery Encoder soft mod that they just announced last night on B Kong's live stream, as well as if you wanted to go all in with the Buy Stuff Arcades retro shooter mod, if you just want to play Terminator 2, I mean, that's a pretty good deal to get in and either get that cabinet to mod it or something of that nature.
So one of the deals I really liked were the head-to-head tables for Marvel vs. Capcom and Mortal Kombat 2 were on sale, $400 off for $299. And the cool thing about those tables, like it's a weird form factor. It's a weird way to play those games. They're trying to emulate. You remember John was in the bus with AJ Styles, and they had that back-to-back head-to-head fighting game thing. That's what they're trying to do with those. But the games list on those cocktail tables are actually pretty wild. I mean, it's the last Arcade1Up product that had the Punisher on it. Maybe I might be wrong about that because I think the Marvel Superheroes Countercade also had Punisher on it. But then you go over to Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat has Sinistar and Gorf on it. I know it's not the right way to play Gorf, but Sinistar and Gorf are on that cab. Much better than Paperboy.
Now, we got some great information here from Mystery Encoder. He says the retro shooter, which is the Pandora's Box 10, will outperform the stock PCB with our mod due to the older kernel. So there you guys go. Something to think about. So maybe some of the stuff that is running on the retro shooter console won't be able to run on the stock PCB of the Terminator 2 in case you want to do a soft mod in the future and just try to add more light gun games via USB.
And there might be a chance there's more sales coming. I don't know. Stay tuned. Maybe you'll get your Time Crisis for $75. It's not going to happen.
So Dougie says, here's his feedback on the sales that they got announced. It was funny. They put out a YouTube video. Did you guys see it? On the Arcade1Up official channel.
No, I haven't seen their video.
It's a video by Cyrus, and he probably should have just turned the comments off on that video. He's like, hey guys, it's Cyrus, and we just want to let you know about our Arcade1Up Black Friday deals. All the cabinets are $100 off at Best Buy. Go check it out. Like, quick video, right? He was getting murdered in the comments. on his video. People are like, you should have taken more money off. Dougie says, as a customer, yes, take more dollars off because we always want things cheaper. But for the company, no, they've had those low prices prior, and now we look for those. That's an interesting way to look at it.
Well, you remember how much Justin was shitting on X-Men still being $750. Good news, the company listened. It's now $250 off, $4.99 during Black Friday. They heard Justin. They heard the $250. Take your money off.
Cyrus is a robot.
You guys are all mean to Cyrus. Poor Cyrus. He's such a nice guy, too.
Oh, and don't forget, too, we got Glenn's Viper mod. If you caught Glenn's show, which he usually broadcasts like an hour before we do on Fridays, Kicking It Old School, he was talking about on his show, I caught near the tail end of it, his shotgun that we saw in Cleveland, Mike.
Yep.
The Sinden shotgun, Glenn's boomstick, as well as the Viper board he said are going to go up for pre-orders in December.
Very nice. I heard from a very reliable source that you've personally seen Glenn's boomstick.
I was there. I was there at Cleveland. So yes, I saw it. I saw it at Cleveland.
And have Glenn's iArcade control decks started shipping?
Yeah, people have them in hands. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yep. I have mine, but no arcade to put it in. So I'm gonna have it. I could sell it or give it away. I'll do a giveaway.
I think that's a good idea. There's a lot of iArcade fans out there still. So
yeah. Oh my god, you guys are so
I love
mature.
my iArcade now. I love it. I've got the new Turtles game running on it. I was fussing around with some
you're a lucky man.
games.
I wish I never bought the gold.
I was literally less than a week ago playing Soul Calibur on this bitch. It was.
I wish I never bought the gold because I'd still have my iArcade today if that was the case, and I'd have it modded to hell.
Yeah, I was playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
What were you playing last week on it?
I was playing Soul Calibur.
Oh, I better get off my tail and get my modded then.
Soul Calibur. I was playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I played Crazy Taxi on this thing. It was life.
Yeah, but just can I handle something here in the chat? Mystery Encoder, I appreciate that, but you have to understand, I don't watch BCon. So if it's on his channel, I'll never know.
What is that? It's a mean thing to say.
I don't.
Well, hold on. Well, maybe if we get Mystery Encoder on the show, he can show you on our show.
Yes, Mystery Encoder. Why don't you come on our show? I watch our show live while it's happening. I'll see it.
Now, just if Mystery Encoder comes on, I can't be on.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and check it out. I'm gonna have to break my rule and watch BCon.
Man, Mystery Encoder's kind of mean. He's
aggressive.
Got a chip on his shoulder, man. Are you guys liking your iArcades more now that you could actually open them up a little bit?
You have to.
Yeah, I was watching Netflix on this thing not long ago. It was wonderful.
Can you watch
standing in front of your arcade machine watching?
Can you watch Tube Galore on it?
You can watch whatever you want, Mike.
Anything
that your heart desires can now be done. The doors are wide open.
Didn't you send me a picture? You got some interesting games running on your iArcade Restalgia.
I did. I literally just said I was playing Soul Calibur, Crazy Taxi.
Restalgia's right at home with this thing now because you know what he put on it?
What did I put?
RetroArch.
I haven't put RetroArch on it. I did not put RetroArch on it.
Yep. I used to hate on the arcade, but now that it's open, it's a decent platform. There you guys go. Well, you're the one that opened it up, man. But then again, yeah, that's true. There you go. What else is going on?
Hold on, Mr. Encoder. What you need to do is enable USB storage. You need to make my life much easier. Enable USB storage on the old board. Find a way to make that happen. That's what you got to do.
Open up USB storage. There you go. Detroit Love, you want me to share this window here?
Oh yeah, Restalgia. He knows it's approaching wintertime here in Detroit, and so he got me back into my VR. And
oh baby,
I've been playing some NFL Pro Era 2, but man, I love this game here. It's called Crisis Brigade. Crisis Brigade Reload. Crisis Brigade 2 Reloaded.
Oh, that
and
looks
it's
fun.
like a $15 shooter. With Time Crisis where you have to duck, right? With the pedal here is virtual, so you're actually ducking, so you're getting some good exercise as well. But you're ducking and cover behind these things, and it's a fun virtual reality game. I've been playing this like every day.
What's this called again? Crisis what?
Crisis Brigade 2 Reloaded.
So
And
it plays. It's just like Time Crisis, right?
There it is, right there. Yep, it's like Time Crisis, but it's just
like a modern Time Crisis.
It looks
Yep,
good.
for sure.
But
pretty cool.
lots of really good deals on the Quest 2 right now. I know the Quest 3 is out and people are loving it, but I mean, there's still nothing wrong with the Quest 2, so you can get some really good deals during Black Friday this year.
Well, that's not it for Quest. This also came out.
I got you.
You got it?
Yep.
Assassin's Creed Mirage for VR came out.
Oh, wow.
And it's available on the Quest 3, and it's still available on the Quest 2. And I haven't got a chance to play it yet, but it looks so much fun. It's like exactly what you would want out of a VR game that's Assassin's Creed.
Very cool.
And you like move your wrist and your blade comes out. It's like craziness. It looks like a ton of fun.
Ooh, there's a good question here from AZ Arcade, and this is one I'd like to know as well. I'd have to try to buy a second one because I always keep one in stock.
I remember this.
Any idea if the TurboGrafx 16 mini hack will ever come out? You and your team of hackers, the Vias for Vendetta people. You ever going to do it?
So interestingly enough, there was only one team that was actively developing a mod for the TurboGrafx 16 mini. And that's the same team that made Hackchi, that did the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo Classic and the Sega Genesis Mini. And there was talks about them having a release come out because one of the guys that was working on the core optimization ended up getting like N64 running on it. Not amazing, but reasonably well. And it looked like it was quite promising. And that was supposed to be out 4 or 5 months ago. And it's just been like nothing's going on. So my guess is it's either dead in the water and we're just not going to see it, or everyone's taking a break for whatever,
Project Phobos.
For whatever reason, personal reasons. They've got other stuff going on in their lives and they've stepped away from it. But I wouldn't hold your breath. I want that to happen, but I wouldn't hold your breath.
Yeah, that was Project Phobos and was that the Mod My Classic Discord?
No, so Mod My Classic was going to do it, and then they backed away altogether, and they said, no, we just don't have the time.
Yeah.
But it was the Hackchi, what's the name of their little group? Modding the Classics, I think. Okay. It's the Hackchi guys.
Mike,
whoa. Mystery Encoder, what do you mean you got to disappear? You got to come on the show so I know about the gold hack.
Also, big shout out to, Jason in the live chat. Looks like he bought some memberships for the Super Game Room dudes.
Thank you so much, Jason.
Thanks so much, Jason. We greatly appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to put a poll in here about these AtGames Legends Pinball skins. And we'll see what you guys have to vote about this. And Mike, why don't you start telling people about the big news from AtGames?
So AtGames yesterday surprised everybody when they announced the next two of their models of the ALP 4KP, Dinosaur Dynasty, and of course, Peanuts, Charlie Brown, Snoopy, Red Baron, all that shit. So they announced those two cabs yesterday, and they are definitely going in a very interesting direction with the ALP 4KP. The video they released for Dinosaur Dynasty was very family friendly. Even their new branding, you can tell. So it seems like they're trying to bring in a new audience with these machines. The reception from the community has been very interesting about these right now. It's almost like people feel that it's offensive to them that AtGames is doing this, and I don't really understand it.
Neither do I. People are really upset for some reason. Some people are really upset. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, I got to give full disclosure. In the last 30 days or so, I did start working on a project with AtGames. So full disclosure, I am working on a project with AtGames. So don't take anything that I say as serious because I'm working with them. So everything I'm about to say is completely biased. But it's silly that people are getting up in arms and saying, this is ridiculous. This isn't what we want. They've already announced better IP. Yeah, they have announced better IP. And they also announced that there's 15 cabinets that are all going to have custom art. So, like,
spread out over
you're
the
probably
next.
not going to like. Yeah.
It's going to take a couple of years. They said it's going to be spread out over the next couple of years.
It's highly unlikely you're going to like every single IP that they come out with. So, yeah, it's interesting. I'm curious to hear what you guys think.
So I also have to disclose, I am part of the AtGames media Skype thread. Now, that has changed a lot over the years. We don't get any advanced information. Like, we basically hear at the same time the public notice goes out. So there's no huge
like
benefit.
30 minutes before the post goes
It's
out,
not even 30 minutes. It's like literally the exact same time. And every time that happens, Brad's like, is this under embargo? I've got to do a show tonight. And they're like, no, man, we posted it live. So, like, I do have that, and PK once wished me happy birthday on Facebook, so I just want to be clear about that. So I do have that relationship with AtGames.
Okay, thanks, Mike. We appreciate Mike with the disclaimers. I'm not on any media list, working on any projects or anything like that, but my own personal opinion, I did a quick reaction video. Like, I think the Peanuts table, from an artwork point of view, looks really cool. Like, I think they put some good effort in for something that's completely based upon this game that just came out like earlier this year on Pinball FX. But is it something that I'm going to buy? No. Dinosaur Dynasty? No. And the way I look at it is, they're, for me personally, boring and meh, and look forward to seeing what other skins come out over the next couple of years. I did appreciate reading the comments on my video I did earlier today, because there were a few people who said, I'm a huge Peanuts fan and I pre-ordered. And I was actually kind of happy to see that. There were a couple people, go look at the comments on my video. They're like, we've been Charlie Brown fans for years. This is going to look great. We bought it. I saw several of those comments. And then I saw a lot of comments where people are like, I'm waiting on Indiana Jones. I'm waiting on Star Trek. I'm waiting on Star Wars. That's what they're waiting for, right?
Yeah, well, it's hard not to get excited, and I understand some people's confusion, because after AtGames announced the Addams Family Cab, they said we have 15 more skins coming out, and everybody jumped on the jump to conclusions mat and assumed it was going to be all these Zen titles, real pinball recreations, and I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, that's what I'd want too. But like, I can also say, hey, this looks pretty cool. I mean, this is some of the best artwork AtGames have ever put on one of their machines. Let's be honest.
Without question.
Without question. It's not for me though. I would like more of a real machine recreation. That's my personal style. But this doesn't impact my life. Like, I'm still going to wake up tomorrow and I'll be okay.
All right.
You know what's interesting? Can
we pause? I'm so sorry, Restalgia. I'm going to let you finish.
No, it's okay.
Guys, I put a poll in the live chat. I said, which is your favorite so far? Peanuts, the Addams Family, Dinosaur Dynasty, or give me something else. Dinosaur Dynasty's at 0%. I've never seen this before on any poll. Can we get a mercy vote in there? Can someone throw in a mercy vote for Dinosaur Dynasty? All right, Restalgia, keep going.
Okay, so what I was going to say is that the Addams Family cabinet came out, and it looked really good. Like, they did a great job on the artwork. Although it's not the artwork that you wanted, I think given what they were doing, it looks good. Assuming you can separate yourself from original cabinet art, if they were forced to do modern art or something new, it looks good. It doesn't look bad. And lots of people are excited, and they're going to be able to play that game on the machine, and it's a ton of fun for a lot of people, and everyone got excited. And then they said we're going to do a bunch more cabs in different arts. And then the Peanuts one was announced, and this Dinosaur Dynasty one was announced. And I'm not going to get any of these three. I don't have any specific affinity for any of those three titles. But honestly, I like the Peanuts one the best.
It's weird. Restalgia called me in a panic earlier, and he kept saying, I like Peanuts. I like Peanuts. And I thought he was saying something else, so I was like, I got to go, man.
No, I was talking about the Peanuts cabinet.
Mike. Oh!
The Peanuts cabinet.
That makes sense now.
Yeah, no, I really, and I'm not sure what it is. I don't have any connection to the Addams Family. It was before my time, and then it was also
Everything
after
was
my
before
time.
your
So, like,
time. Everything,
it was just
literally
like I was
everything.
like just born in a time where it wasn't the Addams Family wasn't relevant, and this has been relevant for everybody.
Good.
Like I don't know a single person who doesn't know who Snoopy is. And there's even some people like, well, kids don't even know who Snoopy is. And immediately I asked my daughter, she's 10, and I was like, do you know who Snoopy is? I didn't show her the picture. I just said, do you know who Snoopy is? She's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. It's relevant for all ages. This is the artwork that somebody could buy for the whole family. Like it makes sense. Plus, it's timeless. Like it hits every generation. So, and it looks good. It's like pops, bright yellow, all the characters on there.
Now
I
here's
think
my
it looks
take.
good.
Here's my take. This cabinet to me, this cabinet excites me not for what AtGames provides on the outside or the inside. To me, I love this for the possibility of people that want to get into VPX and want to be able to, expand upon this cabinet to play the much better tables, in my opinion. But I have confidence that the third party market for the home arcade are going to make much better skins once this thing gets out into the market. And so I would hang my hat on what these guys provide, because I know there's going to be other options that's going to be much better, and you'll be able to get things that you actually want to get. So I wouldn't stress too much about this, because I think other options are going to be available quicker than we realize.
To be honest, Carl, you're really good at modding and stuff like that. Some of us are borderline incompetent, such as myself. So we kind of want a one and done solution where we just like what we get, right? So I understand that side of too. I saw a comment here from our moderator Jason earlier, and he said, "Watch out for the Dr. Seuss table." That's a real possibility. Honestly, AtGames gave us some feedback to some of the comments they were receiving about it. And they said, yes, one thing was that unofficial poll that went up that Wagner did, right? So Wagner did this poll, and
Was it
he asked,
really unofficial?
well, it was unofficial. So Wagner did this poll about what skins people wanted to see. And really it is unofficial on the books, right? And like, I think AtGames obviously got the feedback, and like both of these tables scored relatively low. But from AtGames' point of view and their data and their marketing team, and then going to retailers and talking to retailers, they're trying to reach a whole new market. I mean, they can't just sell to us all the time. You talked about it yourself, P-Dubs. They're looking to sell like 100,000. What is it? 75,000 of these machines. There's not 75,000 dedicated AtGames fans that are going to buy these machines. So they're trying to expand their market base. That's why they're coming out with these more kids-friendly things. Let's just hope that there is some cool shit in there. Maybe some other Universal IPs like Indiana Jones, Back to the Future, Jaws, maybe some of the Williams recreations as well. But I think they're very proud of their own tables they made, like the Dr. Seuss table, obviously Dinosaur Dynasty, and they think that they're marketable to a new audience outside of us hobbyists. So that's kind of the direction they're going in. Star Trek is another great one. I wish they would do that. Star Wars, Marvel, all good themes. So, we've seen 3. There's still another 12 to go. Hopefully there's something that you guys will like if you haven't liked what you've seen so far.
It's highly unlikely that they wouldn't release at least 4 out of the 12 that are due to come out as some sort of major IP similar to Addams Family. Like it would really surprise me if we didn't see another 4 major IPs as part of the artwork skins. But I do think we'll probably see a Dr. Seuss. We might even see a Taito. I think it'd be cool. Honestly, I think it'd be pretty cool to see like a Cat in the Hat arcade machine. But
so I had a thought here. So Dinosaur Dynasty, back, whatchamacallit, when I go back and I think about this, Dinosaur Dynasty, the first thing that came to my mind when this thing popped up was Jurassic Park. Is that fair? Like, you see a pinball machine that's got a T-Rex on it, you automatically think Jurassic Park. And this is like the GoBots version of Jurassic Park.
Great value version.
The great value version, right? So knowing that comparison is there, and yeah, it's easy to be a Monday morning quarterback, right? Was Dinosaur Dynasty the right choice? In my opinion, the better game and what would have looked cooler would have been the last Ice Age if they had done that as the theme table. Let me know what you guys think about that. Like, I understand, like in my video today, I'm like, I get it. They want to make a table for Magic. Magic Pixel's done a ton for them over the last couple of years, guys. That they wouldn't be where they are today if it wasn't for Magic Pixel. So, you know, if they're giving Magic Pixel a table, why not do the last Ice Age? It's different, and no one would compare it to Jurassic Park. It would be a blue and silver and white themed table. It could look pretty cool. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you on the thought that the Ice Age table is better. Like, it plays better. It's more fun.
And I think it's a better game than Dinosaur Dynasty.
I agree with that. I disagree with the idea that an Ice Age cabinet would appeal to more people or sell more. I actually think dinosaurs as a topic is more appealing to the masses.
Yeah, did you see the kids in that commercial? How naturally they were playing with those dinosaurs?
My point, I didn't say it would appeal more. I said people wouldn't compare this to Jurassic Park because that's the first thing that pops in the brain.
A lot of people said that. Great art. It'd be better if it said Jurassic Park. Carl, before we go any further, I'm going to cut P-Dubs off because he'll never let you talk. Nicholas DiOrio's here with a super chat. Carl, read it out for us in that handsome man voice.
The sweet bear.
Super chat for $1.99 US. Let me get the Sea of Thieves 4KP. Laugh my ass off. Thanks, Nicholas.
Probably going to happen. It'll probably happen. Well, actually, no. It'd be interesting, though. You know, one thing that we kind of forget is that everyone's been so laser focused on AtGames signing with Zen Studios that it kind of glossed over that they signed with Microsoft and Rare. And, you know, we have Killer Instinct, Battletoads coming, Sea of Thieves as virtual pinball games. If they did a Killer Instinct themed pinball table, like cool. we know the game is coming, but if they actually did the table, would it just be black with the skeleton guy on it? God, what's his name again? I'm having a brain fart.
I don't know.
Like,
I knew it. It was on my tongue, and then you just made me forget when you said.
I know that's what happens. People don't understand when you do a live show.
Carl, you got the game too. What is it? Saberwolf, right? That's the character you play.
That's who I play as, but I don't know the skeletons.
But so, although there's going to be
Spinal, there it is. Jeremy K threw us.
Yes, thank you so much. Although there's going to be confirmed 15 Zen theme tables, they never said how many other theme tables there will be.
Hold on. They didn't say 15
Zen theme tables. They said 15 different
theme tables.
Are you sure?
Yeah. This is where some of the confusion's lying in. The minute Dinosaur Dynasty came up, and I said people are going to riot about that, just for the fact it's not Zen, because I think everybody felt, and I think a lot of this is just, it's like problems with wrestling. Like, here's one of my problems with WWE. I always expect something really cool to happen, and then something that makes sense happens, but not the cool thing I wanted. So then I'm pissed off, and I'm like, oh man, I get my hopes up, and I have not really unrealistic, but I have really high expectations. And then when my high expectations aren't met, I get upset. So I think that's what happened here, because people were like, I don't want to get an Addams Family, I'm waiting for Star Trek. I don't want to get an Addams Family, I'm waiting for Indiana Jones. So the next two tables were released. It wasn't what people wanted. So then they're pissed.
So what it was is they announced, what did they announce with Zen? It was 15 something.
I don't think so, man. I recall them announcing the Zen themed Addams Family cabinet, and then as part of that announcement they said we will also be releasing an additional 14 themed 4K models that will all be limited production runs and whatever. And they certainly announced the Zen pinball packs that can be purchasable, but they didn't specify what titles. Outside of, I think they said there was going to do Star Trek and Indiana Jones. Those are the ones that they did confirm. Or did
there's no confirmations.
There's no confirmations. Okay,
I would swear this is what I remember: 15 collector editions, and then the standard editions like Dinosaur Dynasty and Addams Family would continue on. But the collector editions are the only ones that are limited.
I wouldn't trust Justin. He used to work for AtGames. He can't be trusted.
I think the collector's editions are the
Boom.
themed ones because they have cabinets that are not themed at all, or they are planning to have cabinets.
Oh, okay,
that
there
aren't.
it is. You were right,
P-Dubs.
P-Dubs.
P-Dubs was right. P-Dubs was right. So yeah, 15 exclusive. So that I remember this now because we did videos where people were like, well, what other FX games are coming? We were like, well, we know one, and we know at least 14 more are coming. Right?
Well, we know
This is
2
where
now. We know Peanuts and Adam's Family.
we know Peanuts, so now we know 2. Okay, so there you go. So yeah, so good news, guys. Take a breath. It's not like we were at 15 and we're down to 12. Guys, we're back at 14 possible Zen themed tables for you to purchase over the next couple of years. Hell, it'd be really, I mean, I'm assuming every couple of months they'll do like a wave of a theme. It would have been cooler to just say, hey man, these are all the ones that are coming. But
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So I have it on good authority. I actually know the next release from. They actually already have it signed, and PK sent me a message back on my birthday to say happy birthday, and he also included the reveal of what the next ALP 4KP would be, what the theme is. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Taylor Swift.
Oh, I hope so. You know how fast those would sell out? It'd be ridiculous.
I know.
You would have people who've literally never played pinball in their lives.
Listen, Arcade1Up does this stuff too, and we're a very specific breed. We want real machine recreations. We want things that give us nostalgia. But these companies can't just sell to us because they'll go broke. Restalgia always says it: if you're not growing, you're dying. So I think what they're trying to do here is they're trying to meet a new audience. They're trying to reach out and get new people on their brand. That's what they're doing.
I agree. By throwing all these different skins out there, whether they're collector's editions or standard editions, it's going to appeal to somebody. Somebody out there likes dinosaurs. They got 8% of the vote now, and hopefully those aren't all the mercy votes that I told you guys to throw in, because it was sitting at 0 for a long time. I was like, holy cow, give them something. So far, the poll, we're going to end the poll. Which one's your favorite? Peanuts got 21%, Adam's Family 34%, Dinosaur Dynasty with the mercy vote of 8%, and 38% of respondents said, give me something else. That's the people who are waiting for the IP that appeals to them the most. And yes, this is something I mentioned in my video today. That was like, if they're going to sell 75,000 collector's editions plus all these standards editions, technically you would assume that they're shooting for, let's sell 100,000 pinball machines over the next couple of years. That's going to be a big stretch goal, in my opinion. I don't know if they're going to hit that goal. I don't know if they'll sell 5,000 Peanuts, but hey, man, they're going to try. And, you do you, man.
It depends on when you talk about how they're going to sell them. Like, sell them directly through the AtGames store. I think it might be hard to meet those targets. I think they're trying to work with retailers. And again, it's like Arcade1Up. Like, if you go to a retailer and you say, hey, we're going to do a Whirlwind table. So they're like, what the hell is Whirlwind? But if they go to a retailer and they say, we're going to do Snoopy, we're going to do Dr. Seuss, 100%. And they're like, oh, you know what? We're listening. We may buy some of these to sell in our stores.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You're right. What if, just like what Arcade1Up has done in the past, what if the Sam's Club is going to have like an exclusive on the Star Wars? You know, they're like, oh yeah, Star Wars will sell. We'll take 5,000 of your Star Wars pinball machines, and maybe that's going to be a Sam's Club exclusive. Mm-hmm. Whereas stuff like Dinosaur Dynasty, and I'm sure, I'll be honest, guys, if they make a Taito theme table, if they make a Dr. Seuss theme table, I don't know if a retailer would pick that up. Those might be sold directly by AtGames.
I think Dr. Seuss is more likely to get picked up by a retailer than a Taito table.
Because this is the project you've been working on.
No, this isn't. I'm not involved in it.
Oh man, I tried to get him.
Let's not kid ourselves. The thing about AtGames that's interesting here, really interesting with what they're doing. Like, I don't know how you guys feel about the quality of the tables, but with Arcade1Up, they were stuck. They had to work with the Pinball FX3 lineup, so they could only release stuff from Pinball FX3. But AtGames is a completely different animal because they make their own brand new pinball tables that they actually put on the table. So they could do anything. They could go out and they could be like, hey, you know what's cool? G.I. Joe. I'm going to make a G.I. Joe table. They'll go out, get the license, make their pinball table, and then all of a sudden they can do a G.I. Joe brand. They can do
100%.
Barbie. They could do anything they want. Taylor Swift, ABBA, anything.
But Mike, the other thing too is not only do they make their own tables with the other developers, Magic Pixel, but they're currently working with Farsight Studios, Magic Pixel, and Zen Studio. They have
Everything.
the trifecta. They have everything. They
They're
can do
gatekeepers.
whatever they want.
They're virtual pinball gatekeepers.
They can literally do whatever they want.
We're just
the same way that Arcade1Up cornered the market on licenses for the arcade titles. AtGames has gone and cornered the market on the pinball. Like, they've done exactly that, and they're in the strongest position that they've ever been as it pertains to pinball specifically.
So some people were questioning whether or not one of these retailers would actually sell one of these pinball machines at $1,500, $1,400 or so price tag. We're just speculating here, man. Like, maybe a retailer's got an exclusive on a title.
It could be a web exclusive too. Like,
could be 100% wrong, and maybe AtGames has to sell all of these direct. You never know. You never know. Who knows? And maybe they'll throw some on the Zen Studios website. Maybe Zen Studios will,
they'll want to move them. Yeah,
help them sell them by putting them on the Zen Studios website. I'm sure gets a little bit more foot traffic every day than the AtGames website.
So I will be 100% honest. I think, I kind of understand our community and how that works.
Yeah.
But when you talk about trying to sell to mainstream and changing up your brands and products and
very
all that,
different.
I don't know, man. I don't have an answer for that. So I don't know if this is a good move by AtGames, a bad move. I can't say. I can tell you that I think people in this community might not be as interested in some of these machines like Dinosaur Dynasty. Now, there's some people that love that table. Maybe they have nostalgia for it. Maybe they have kids that likes dinosaurs. I don't know. But I think our community is more so waiting on Indiana Jones, Star Wars, Star Trek, Twilight Zone, those kind of tables. Attack from Mars. I know people want
My
to
Little
say
Pony.
Mars.
Yeah.
No, they will make a My Little Pony table, Restalgia. Don't you worry.
Oh, that'd be so interesting.
So I don't know. Maybe they don't grow. But, I mean, they got to take a shot. They can't just keep making stuff just for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like for me, I'll be sitting on my Addams Family one, but if they did Indiana Jones, that's kind of the one that I always talk about. That's kind of the one that I'm always thinking about. Like, if they did Indiana Jones, like, I might sell one to buy the other one. You know what I mean? But then again, I could always put Indiana Jones artwork on the Addams Family one too. Right? So there's more than one way to solve a problem there.
And they all look so damn good. All of them. Like, just the shape of the machine looks way better. They're all going to include some sort of custom topper now, which is like just a cool little gimme, which is nice. The back box is stellar. Like, just everything about these new machines is like a major step up. And I think from a retailer's perspective, they've already seen the original AtGames product. They've also seen all the Arcade1Up products. This looks objectively better than any of the other products that have hit the market in terms of form factor and design.
Oh, sorry, Peanuts. I was bringing it up.
Oh,
Carl, take it away, my man.
Real quick, I agree. My fat ass should not actually sit on the pinball machine. That will make it collapse. Go ahead, Carl.
Deadly McMahon Mike, got $4.99 super chat. Enjoying the stream, dudes. Thanks for putting up with my jokes. Michael B, I watch you, P-Dubs, Fox, most frequently, so I got nothing but love, man. So, except for me, Restalgia, he doesn't have any love for us.
No love for us. That's okay.
Rightfully so.
But we appreciate the $5.99 super chat.
Deadly McMahon, I'm a big He-Man fan myself, and much like P-Dubs, I also have all of the re-release toys, including Castle Grayskull, everything. I'll have to show you a picture sometime. But what about a He-Man themed table? Huh?
Masters of the Universe? Oh,
Masters of the Universe. But it's got to be based on the movie. I need Dolph Lundgren on it.
Here's the thing with Indiana Jones, because going back to Indiana Jones, if they did Indiana Jones, obviously the Indiana Jones pinball game that Zen Studios offers is a VPin game based on the real game, right? And I know with Addams Family, they did their own artwork.
No, I got an explanation.
They didn't do their own artwork on that, though.
and like Addams Family, let's be honest, the original Addams Family might be one of the greatest pinball games of all time, but the artwork sucks on that machine. Okay, so I'm okay with the custom artwork they did on it, but this Indiana Jones pinball adventure better look as close to the original pinball machine as possible. If they come up with some custom design for it, then I'll probably not be interested.
I actually got an explanation from AtGames on why the Addams Family looks like the Addams Family does. It's not that they chose to go the direction or Zen went the direction. It's actually the people that own the license to Addams Family. Yeah. The licensors have updated their imaging for the Addams Family, and they're the ones that chose what was going on the Zen packages that went out and on the actual AtGames table. So as much as we would like a original pinball recreation, AtGames is really at the mercy of the licensors, from what I'm being told. It's the same with Arcade1Up and Frogger, and also I think My Arcade did a Frogger too, or one of these other little toy things. Konami just refuses to pay Sega for the original art, and I love it, but it's not that great looking. So on every Frogger they come up with now, they put their own modern, unique art on it, and that's their branding for Frogger going forward.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's the one thing that a lot of people like gloss over. The licensor has so much control over what that final product looks like, and as much as AtGames or Arcade1Up or even iArcade at the time when they were making licensed cabs and skins, they're really at the mercy of the licensor. And if the licensor puts their foot down and says, no, we need it to look XYZ, or you have to use this art, there's nothing that can happen, because that is going to like stop you dead in the water. If you don't
Guys, don't forget, iArcade has Michael Zvrabec working there now, so we may get a Beach Buggy Racing 2 AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP.
That's true. That'd be good.
Carl, what about you, man? You got your modded Toy Shock. You have the AtGames Pinball with the Bobby Voo back box, which you're just setting up, which you've been working on. Because
for
you
3 years now.
Yeah. Are you in the market, man, for like the bigger AtGames version, or are you just kind of like, I don't need it right now?
Like I said, I'm definitely in the market for it. I definitely would love to have it, because again, it's plug and play, right, out the box, and so that's definitely appealing. I've contemplated just selling this, though. I've never sold anything, so it's a little hard.
You haven't
to do.
You still got your Gen 1 Arcade1Ups in there, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. But they're modded. But yeah, I'm definitely interested, simply because I could just play VPX from a PC out the gate with it, with the 3 screens, and it looks awesome. It really looks awesome from what I've seen. I haven't seen it in person. I'm looking forward to coming across it, but I would do it. But I have kids. My grandkids, they all are in my pockets. So I have to watch my money. And my wife said don't buy any more arcade cabinets, so I would have to get rid of this and replace it with that, and therefore it's not really technically a new cabinet.
I had one of those moments today, Carl, where I explained to my wife what I did, because I told her how much the Steam Deck cost here in Canada, the OLED. It's expensive in the US, but to get the limited edition here in Canada, it's $859 plus tax, right? Oh, wow. So anyways, I told her I bought it, and she was like, we need a new stove. And I was like, baby, I'm cooking with steam. So I had one of those really mad wife moments today.
And she didn't get a chuckle out of that, I'm sure.
All right, I'm going to interject real quick. I'm going to let you finish. I'm going to interject real quick, guys. I put a new poll in the chat. Let me just explain the poll. What we've discovered today with Dinosaur Dynasty or yesterday or whatever, is nothing is off the table. So the new poll is: we know they're going to make 15 Zen themed games, but if they decide to make other stuff, we got Dinosaur Dynasty. You guys want one of those Taito games? You guys want one of the Dr. Seuss games, like How the Grinch Stole Christmas Machine? Or think about this, guys. What if they made an AtGames Legends Pinball 4K using one of the Gottlieb games as the?
Oh yeah, I'd love that.
Those are real pinball games.
Yeah, Haunted house.
Would that be cooler? And what if it was like Mike said? That's where I was going. Haunted house or black hole. What do you guys think about that? Put it in the live chat.
Didn't Toy Shock do that?
Well, they
did
to do it.
Yeah, it's like
but it wasn't a real like they were these little things. This is
I know, but
thing,
it's like
Do you think that's why Toy Shock failed?
I don't
Do
think
you
that's,
really think
no.
that's why Toy Shock failed? You're putting that up there. You're like, but didn't Toy Shock do that? And I was like, of all the things that Toy Shock did wrong, that's what you're holding it over. Is
all I'm saying is, Mike, you made the comment that AtGames is maybe branching out, trying to get a new demographic.
Yeah, but I think they can still service us too.
Sure, absolutely, you're right. But what I think would be better than any of the above that you put in there, they announced they're doing a Killer Instinct pinball machine. Maybe a Killer Instinct themed cabinet would be better than any of the other ones that you just said.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it depends.
Oh, I forgot to put the rare Microsoft games in.
Oh, I'm waiting for another Microsoft license. You know what pinball machine I want from AtGames from Microsoft?
Cuphead.
Windows 98.
Windows 98. Windows
and it makes
3.
the sound every time it hits the bumper. Boop, boop, boop. You know what's surprising, guys, is I thought you guys were going to jump on it in the live chat. I thought Gottlieb would take this hands down because people love real pinball machines and they would love to see those as the artwork on virtual games. Gottlieb's only at 32%. Guys, the Taito games are at 45% right now in the chat.
You guys are wacky.
Dr. Seuss is only at 21%. Okay, so let's look at the Taito games. Because we got to put a pin in the show soon. Let's look at the Taito games. Okay, the chat right here, they're voting Taito. So out of all those Taito games, which one of those games do you think would make really cool artwork?
Zookeeper.
Space Invaders.
Your Zookeeper, your Space Invaders.
Space Invaders, the game, is the shits.
I know. Listen, I don't like
absolute shits.
I don't like it. I like Bubble Bobble actually the best out of any of those like zombie style ones. But I think like what would make the most sense is Space Invaders because it's got the biggest pull. Like they got to sell 5,000 of these things.
True.
So will they sell 5,000 Zookeepers? I don't know if that'll sell better than Space Invaders.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're talking about it from a business perspective. I'm talking about it from my heart. My big burger loving heart.
My answer will surprise you.
Oh, you're gonna say Frontline.
He's gonna say Roston.
Elevator action. There it is.
Would you calm down and let me answer?
It's elevator action.
So as everyone knows, like Cubert's one of my favorite games. Everyone knows elevator action's like in my top 5, 10 arcade games. I love elevator action. But honestly, here's what I think would look cool. Imagine this. Arkanoid. An Arkanoid themed virtual pinball game. Table.
That would look cool.
I think it would look cool is what I'm trying to say.
No one would buy it.
Cool. Oh, come on. You don't think so?
I think it would. I think you're right. It would look fantastic. But I think
it would look cool. The Arkanoid artwork and logos, like I think if they're going to do a Taito themed one, maybe pick Arkanoid. But they'll go Space Invaders. We all know this. Come on now. But I think Arkanoid would look good. Carl, what do you think here, man?
None of those do it for me.
I love you, man. He's like, get him out of here. Hey, I'm only piggybacking off the live chat. The live chat, 45% of them want a Taito-themed virtual pinball machine. So, just going off what they're saying. It'll probably be Space Invaders. Restalgia's right. Like, what else would you do? That's the biggest name.
You could do Bubble Bobble. I think Bubble Bobble's like a really close second.
Yeah.
Operation Wolf would be... I don't know if that's even a third. I think you're probably better off with Elevator Action than you are with Operation Wolf.
I just love Arkanoid, the logo, the artwork. I just think it's cool. I think it would look cool. Scott B says AtGames has ruined Gottlieb tables for all of us. Well, supposedly they are going to be releasing 4K versions of the Gottlieb games.
Hey, that Gottlieb update was seriously really badass. Like I love those Gottlieb games.
We'll see. We'll see what we'll see how the 4K versions look whenever those come out. Tampa Tech is here. Big channel. Celebrity in the house. What's up, Tampa Tech? Good to see you, buddy. Just look at the micro if you're curious about Bubble Bobble. That's true. I have one over here somewhere. Good stuff, man. All right, guys. I think that's it for tonight, but let me know if there's anything else you want to talk about.
We haven't talked about the Steam Deck OLED?
No, actually, there is a couple things we didn't talk about. So we
started the show talking about the OLED.
No. Yeah, Restalgia's being a dick. But anyways, let's go back and talk about some of the topics we never talked about. So the other one is, I'm surprised one Restalgia didn't want to talk about because he only likes retro handhelds. But we also got the 17th different announcement from Analog about the Pocket Mini this week.
Oh, so shit, I forgot about that.
The Pocket, what is it? The Analog Pocket.
Analog Pocket Classic.
Analog Pocket Classic Play It Loud Edition.
Oh, man.
How many freaking Analog Pockets have they done?
They've only done the black, white, and then they did these, right? Like the black.
No, they did a glow in the dark. They did.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Don't tell your uncle touch you in the closet edition. Like...
Scalpers had them all but pink in seconds on eBay. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's bots for sure that are just buying them up. And the pink is pretty interesting. But yeah, that's the issue with analog products, is that they launch them and they're gone in seconds. And if you don't get them, then you're going to pay like 3x, 4x on eBay, and it's just not worth it.
Does that make you feel comfortable? Gone in seconds?
It says that these are all available right now. Hold on, let me check. Red, available now. Sold out. Is everything sold out? Pink's gone.
Yeah,
it's all gone. Sorry, guys. We shouldn't even talk about this.
And they're gone.
Shouldn't even talk about this.
Is it? It's just weird.
I would take orange. I'm surprised orange didn't sell. I think the orange looks pretty crisp.
Like, all they're changing is the colors of the cases, right?
Yeah. And people are buying them like crazy. I don't know.
Why not just, like, think of it like a cell phone. Why not just sell a Snap-on color case? You know what I mean? Versus selling a full...
The buttons are different, bro. The buttons match the shell. You put a Snap-on case, then the buttons will still be different.
And it'll be madness. It'll be madness because the buttons don't match. All right.
It's not a good look.
Okay, so then there's not much there else to talk about. But we were also going to talk about the Legend of Zelda movie was announced. This is going to be a live-action adaptation. It's a little bit old news now, but we didn't talk about it last week where we had Quarter Arcades on.
Well, we were waiting for Restalgia to be in a good mood. And to tell us why he thinks Danny DeVito should be in this movie.
Danny DeVito should definitely play Ganondorf.
He should.
I would love it.
Cast. It'd be incredible.
Yeah, but only as the man pig.
Danny DeVito for Ganon. That's it. It has to be.
Pigman Ganon.
Has to be.
Yeah.
That's okay. I don't care which Ganon.
Yeah.
I would consider that a win in any.
So what do you think? Obviously, I'm going to be disappointed because I want it to be the Legend of Zelda, like from when I was a kid. I want like the story from either the original Legend of Zelda or Link to the Past or Ocarina of Time. More than likely, it's going to be based off, Breath of the Wild, because that's the most recent. And I have to remember, I'm a 43-year-old man. They're making these movies to appeal to kids, so. Yeah, there it is. Deadly McMahon knows. Well, excuse me, princess. I got that downstairs. I should watch that tonight.
Yeah, if this happens, I'll never watch it.
No, Kevin Owens should powerbomb him off the stage again.
And also, yeah. Someone voted for a Super Game Room Dudes pinball table. Guys, that would sell worse than Dinosaur Dynasty.
We sold -3.
Dinosaur Dynasty. 3 people have returned it before they even receiving it. So yeah, don't worry about that. Link should have 0 lines of dialogue.
I don't know if I did. I don't know if I agree with that. I know that.
What if the entire movie was? They just go up to each other. And you see a little pop up,
and then Navi comes up. Beep, 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 beep.
I don't know if I agree with him being completely silent, because in a lot of the Zelda games, although Link doesn't have dialogue, there's implied dialogue because the characters are communicating to him. He's obviously talking back to them for them to continue to communicate. So I think they have to do it, but they have to do it tastefully. Like, there's gonna be dialogue, otherwise it's stupid. Like, it wouldn't make sense.
It's a lot like our show. There's a lot of implied sexuality.
Yeah, which is fine. That's fine. That's what they need.
Toxin. Guys, make sure you check out Toxin on YouTube. Toxin's a really good guy. We love him. Met him in Cleveland. Such a cool guy. Super Game Room Dude cabinets would make more money than the Marvels film. Hey, I saw it with my wife and son last weekend. Thought it was okay. Didn't see what everyone was complaining about.
That's the problem. That's the problem with movies nowadays. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's like Girl Ghostbusters. That was doomed before it even went into theaters because cancel culture got a hold of it. And I like Girl Ghostbusters. I will.
No, I hate that crap.
I love Girl Ghostbusters. Love it.
No, that movie was terrible. And it's not that it was for girls. It was a terrible goddamn movie.
You just don't like women, man. You got like issues.
No.
You got up in the middle of that movie and you said, "Listen, ladies, Dick runs this house."
I did not. I did not. Thanks, Mike. God. All right. Well,
boy.
Detroit Love is ready to send you guys on your way. I just want to personally say thank all of you for tuning in. My apologies for the bad joke about 19K Fox. I didn't mean it the way it came out. So
what'd you say?
Can you understand that?
What was it?
I called him the wrong thing. I meant to say like Grand Elder or something, but I said something else.
What did you say?
That's enough.
Did you call him the Grand Master? Like Grandmaster Sexy?
Yeah. Either way, my apologies for that. Didn't mean to be insensitive or say anything wrong. But minus that, all in all, great, fantastic show. You guys were awesome in the live chat. Thanks for being so engaging. Carl, whenever you're ready, send them on their way. We'll see you guys next week.
All right, guys. Thanks for making this a fantastic show. We always appreciate you. Go Lions. And until next time, we'll see you on the web.
I love it. I love that long pause. See you. Do it again, Carl. But do the pause even longer.
Until next time, we'll see you on the web.
Yeah, baby.